Hey guys, Dilwyn here. If you couldn't tell from the intro, we hit 100 subscribers while streaming a few weeks ago, and I haven't been putting that much content up because I've been focusing on this video, so I decided to play modded Terraria, but not just like a video of modded Terraria. I decided I will play one day of Terraria for each one of my subscribers. So that's 100 days in Terraria. Each day in Terraria is 24 minutes. And this video ended up taking 40 hours just to record, not counting the editing time, which took way too long. So if you guys did enjoy, please leave a like and subscribe if you're not already. It really helps. And enjoy the video. And so the adventure began. Day 1. I was looking around in my inventory, see some few kind of cool stuff, so I decided to, play around with it, read some things, and reading's boring, obviously, but here's me reading stuff, which is basically everything I did for day 1. But, getting used to my surroundings, reading more things, looking at things that are very scary in the Calamity mod, along with scary messages like that one. And then after cutting down a few trees, I decided to go mining in a nearby cave. So found a few cool ores and stuff, nothing too cool, but I found this really cool mod that's in the mod pack called Vein Miner, which I just have to press a button and the entire vein of ore is mined. Genius mod. So then on day 2, once I came out of the mines, I decided to start crafting. So the first thing I crafted obviously was a furnace, so then I can start making bars to then craft an anvil and then slowly get myself better and better armor and weapons so I can survive the 100 plus mods in this 100 days of Terraria, which 100 days is a lot of days. After I finished mining all of that, I decided to start venturing over to the right side of the world, where the desert lied. I found this giant hole, didn't know if it was part of a mod pack, but I saw cactus, and cactus, best thing in Terraria. After adventuring to the right side of the world, I decided to go to the left, where I was instantly met by the corruption. If you don't know, the corruption is a very dangerous place. And I came across this weird modded thing called the Hive Cat Crystal. I have no clue how to say that. And I'll tell you one thing. After swinging at it for a while, I got bored very fast. So, I decided to continue adventuring to the left. And then I found a weird modded slime and decided that's it. I'm heading back into the mine for 3 more days. Woo. Mining's fun. After mining for quite a while, on day 7 I found this weird granite biome looking, and it looked pretty cool, so I started venturing in it. But then died very fast, and you guys don't need to see that, so then I started seeing if I could craft any better weapons and armor. On day 10 to 12, I decided to continue mining with my newfound cool spelunker potions. And then I started doing a lot of research for day 16 and 18 because mods have a lot of stuff in. And then finally, the day came. Day 19. I decided I was going to start fighting bosses. So that's what I did. Built up, I said, this works in normal Terraria, so it has to work in modded. And you'll see eventually that at halfway, there's this weird crystal thing that starts flying around, and it does knockback, which killed me. On day 20, I continued adventuring in the mines and eventually found a demon altar, which there were some weird things I could craft there. But I just wanted to fight the King Slime again and died a lot of times on day 21 trying to find a good spot to fight him. But finally, day 22 came, and I got back to the desert eventually after the many deaths. Day 23, I finally felt prepared to fight him after getting many potions, and I may have felt prepared, but I kind of may or may not have forgot about the crystal thing and it hit me off a lot again, and you don't need to see. After dying twice to the King Slime, I decided to watch more YouTubers' videos on how to fight the King Slime. Credit goes to Chippy Gaming for this video. And then day 26, I decided to actually build a platform so I could fight the king slime instead of on a rope, which seemed to lead to my demise many times. I also got this cool new pet. Day 27, I thought it was time. I was gonna fight another boss. So I spawned in the king slime and hoped for the best with my newfound platform. And it went pretty good. I ran off the platform. It's daytime. It took a long time, but I eventually killed him, and it was a struggle. Day 28, found this cool king slime mask and looked at it for the entire day. I know. I'm strange. Day 29, I went all the way to the left side of the world and found this weird ocean. I didn't know what it was called, and I started taking damage when I went in. I wasn't out of breath either. I just started taking damage, so I assumed that, I could probably handle this. And then after realizing that I was gonna run out of breath very fast, you know, was a little worried. And then I started coming across this weird glowing ore and everything in the background started glowing, and I died almost instantly. Not fun at all. Day 30, I finally decide to build the house for my NPCs because there are so many NPCs in this mod pack is actually crazy. So I built the basic little house. Also, if you see down there, that's called magic storage right there. It has all the storage you need for a fraction of the cost. I don't know why I said that. But then I started cutting down more trees because I assumed, I only have two suitable rooms for NPCs, so I decided to want to make more, so I cleared out the area of trees because hashtag Team Trees is not good. I'm kidding. Team Trees is good. Donate. Yes. After clearing out all the trees, I decided to make a Japanese style house out of this cool dynasty wood that the traveling merchant sold, and I had something pretty good in mind, and I assumed that it was going to come out really good. But then after already realizing that the house is off-centered, my hopes were not too high because I'm not a good builder in Terraria at all. But it ended up turning out pretty good, but I felt it was still missing a little something, such as a Japanese roof, because, Japanese houses are basically known for their cool looking roofs and stuff. So, before that, I decided to assign all of the villagers to their houses, and then looked at all the villagers I could possibly get, because there are tons of them, tons. And then I finally decided on this cool looking roof, which made it look like an actual Japanese house. And I was very happy with this build, even though it's not the best in the world. Day 33, I decided to summon another boss called Lily White. And she seemed like a pretty evil boss, she was flying around and stuff. But then I wasn't that worried after she said spring bloom and spring breeze and just shot out flower petals, barely doing any damage. But then in her final stage, it was insane. She shot out multiple flower petals at once. This was crazy, guys. I couldn't believe I even survived this. Look at all the flower petals. It was insane. I'm kidding. This was the easiest boss battle in the world. Even easier than the King Slime. I did this first try, not even lying. And then I got some good loot from her. I ended up getting these cool wings, but they had like no fly time whatsoever, so they were basically just a rip-off grappling hook. So then I decided to sort things for day 34. Day 35, I learned that I just had a grappling hook in my magical storage, and that said to me, you know what? I have a grappling hook now. Let's blow up the house and all the NPCs inside of it. Because, I wasn't too happy with this house. It looked very terrible. So I got sticky dynamite and blew it up until it looked like this, and that was very fun to do. I was that let all my anger out in one foul swoop. It was very entertaining. And then disaster struck. It said, an evil presence is watching you, which if you played Terraria before, that means the Eye of Cthulhu was coming. So I got pretty prepared, was on my King Slime looking saddle thing, I don't know what it was, and he came, and I was pretty sure that I could beat him if I beat Lily White and the King Slime. So I just decided to jump on ahead, because it did tons of damage, and I was like, probably wouldn't run out of space, and as you can see I ran out of space very fast and he started doing these weird dashing things and I couldn't keep up whatsoever. My Woomfer bow was not strong enough. As you can see, this battle did not land in my favor, and I eventually died after a very hard-fought battle, I would say. But on day 37, I decided I'd probably died because my platform wasn't long enough. That's the only logical conclusion, right? On day 38 and 39, I finally decided to build my main base, and I was thinking about a two-story house, and yes, I do realize that the second story wasn't as tall as the first story. I didn't really realize that when I was playing because I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed, but I needed a place to put my magical storage, so I decided to start putting it under my house because apparently you can walk on them, which is pretty cool. And it looked pretty awesome, not gonna lie. At least it looked awesome when I was doing it. I continued to organize my house so it would be suitable for NPCs. And yes, I did just realize now that somehow my guy didn't die when I blew up the house. But after rebuilding my house and it looking pretty good, I decided to start flooding in all of the items that I had before in my chests, and this took a long time. And then I decided to build more houses because, NPCs need more houses. Day 40, I decided to start adventuring in the corruption, but I started losing breath really fast when I went down in there, and it was really confusing. I didn't know which mod did this, but it was annoying. And then I decided to look at some new bosses, some more from that Calamity mod, on day 41. Day 42, guess what I did? Yeah, as you can see, I built more houses. Building Japanese houses in Terraria is very fun, not gonna lie. And then on day 44, out of nowhere, the Goblin army showed up. I was so confused what was happening, but I ended up defeating them, not dying once, and it was a pretty boring battle, so let's just skip through it to the end. As you can see, defeating them with ease. Best Terraria player right here, veteran. And then I decided to summon the Desert Scourge, a calamity boss, which looked very scary, but it wasn't that scary after I realized when you're on a platform, they literally can't even get up to you. And this is me killing him because he doesn't know how to go upward. This was the saddest fight of my life. Probably the easiest also, minus the lily white. And then I got some pretty cool stuff from him, so I decided to fight him again. He spawned on my platform this time, which was pretty cool of him. And then, he went down into the sand and died. Day 47, I decided to continue adventuring in the corruption. Don't ask me why I adventure in the corruption so much. It looks really cool, okay? Day 48, I decided to finally have my rematch with the Eye of Cthulhu. And this time, I had some pretty cool arrows, so I was pretty certain that I could kill him fast. But then I decided to do the stupid strat of bouncing on his head again, and then, yeah, this is what happened. I thought I was doing so good, and then I died. And then I decide, extend the platform more. Probably the platform's fault, not mine. And then on day 49, guess what I did? I summoned the Eater of Worlds. That's right, you thought I was gonna say Adventure the Corruption more. Nope, fought a boss. And he was pretty easy because my arrows actually pierced through him, so it could do damage throughout. Until I got him to multiply, and, you know, he starts spinning out weird green fireballs, but overall it was a pretty easy battle, minus the fact that at the end I was at 35 health. But you guys didn't see that. And then day 49, decide to summon him again because it was such an easy battle, minus the part that when I was really low HP, but we ignore that. Day 50, I decided to finally upgrade my armor because I only had gold armor, so then I started doing some investigative journalism to find the next set of armor. And then I finally found it after the Eye of Cthulhu was coming for me again. And then he finally came again, and I was guaranteed that I was going to win this battle this time. It was going really good, and then he started spinning out and decided that he wasn't an eye anymore. He was actually a devourer of the worlds with his giant mouth. But then it was going insanely well. I barely have lost any health, and he was at super low health. I finally memorized his attack pattern, and that ended up making him to unalive against me in 1v1 battles. and I was pretty happy, not gonna lie. That means I could get more stuff for day 51, where, basically just crafted more stuff from the drops from the Eye of Cthulhu, and it was pretty cool, not even gonna lie, this some of the stuff that I crafted. And then on day 52, I decided to fight the Eater of Worlds again, and the battle went pretty smoothly with my new gear. I basically demolished him in instants. But then, after I got him really low, he just ran away, and it said he was no longer after me. I was insanely confused about this one. So then, with the rest of the time left in day 52, I just decided to finally break open whatever the heck the hive thing is. And that was a very big mistake. It ended up summoning this weird boss called the Hive Mind, and it really was scary, to be honest, but the battle went really smoothly. I defeated him pretty fast, as you can see. I shredded through him, no second form or anything. But then after I, killed him, he kind of evolved, let's say, like a Pokemon and started spinning circles around me and then dashing at me, summoning weird things, and he ended up pushing me all the way to my desert, and that was very far away from the corruption. So then I had the genius idea. I was gonna magic mirror away from him, so he left me alone. And it worked, let's say. Day 53, I decided to just browse my NPC's shops to see if they sold anything that I needed. And they did, because I needed Sapphire to upgrade my storage system. So then I decided to upgrade from the normal magical storage to Demonite storage, which was a very big increase in storage. And then on day 54, I decided to make a elevator, so I started bombing away, and I thought it was going to be easy, and then I got stuck in water halfway down, and it was a pain, as you can see. And then I started upgrading to dynamite after the TNT did not do me very well. Day 54, I actually made it down to the underworld. And then day 55, I just decided to see if I could craft myself up any better armor than I already had. Day 56 also, I looked around and saw a very easy way to upgrade my storage, and it was simple. So then, instead of upgrading it, I decided to build another house, but this wasn't a house. This was a Japanese hotel. Look at how big it is. Look at that. That is humongous. Humongous, I say. Day 58, this clam spawned at my base, and I was pretty confused. I thought clams were supposed to be by the ocean, not in rain over by someone's base. But I ended up defeating him very fast, so day 59 and 56, I decided to fight the hive mind once more. And this time I knew it was coming, but he took no damage. He took 1 damage from every single one of my attacks, so I had to buy a mini shark mid-battle so I could start doing more damage. And I eventually fought him after the long, hard days of fighting him. And it took, weirdly, a very long time. I didn't understand why it took that long. But day 63, I finally decided to fight another one of the weird fairy bosses, and I assumed it was going to be pretty simple like the rest of them. She just started saying weird butterfly stuff, and I ended up killing her with ease after she started shooting, oh no, weird green dots at me. It was so intense. To be honest, I think they should really up the difficulty on these bosses. It's insanely easy, and you just get basically free loot, and it's really easy. Day 64, don't ask me why. I adventured in the corruption again. I didn't expect anything to new be there, but day 65 and 66, I went down in the jungle, which is kind of cool, I guess. And then day 67, I finally found what I came for, the queen bee spawner, and fought the queen bee. And I assumed it was going to be an easy battle. And I assumed correct. I basically killed her in instants, barely taking any damage. As you can see, I'm close to having max health, and I have max health right now. Day 68, decide to just craft myself up some new items, look around and stuff. And then it came. Day 69, the holy day. So I adventured in space, and it was pretty cool because I went upside down and stuff and found these weird floating islands and stuff. And it was super cool because this one was a mushroom, and I really like mushroom biomes. I'm thinking of building a base up here too. Day 70, I decided to fight, guess what? The Eater of Worlds again. Don't ask me why. But, I don't know why I like the Eater of Worlds a lot. He just started spitting fireballs at me, an easy normal battle. Day 71, I decided to fight another one of the Lily bosses, or whatever they're called, the fairies. But this one actually put up kind of a threat because she started shooting laser beams at me. Then it followed the rest of the lilies and just started shooting like weird balls at me. This one was the hardest stage though, the final one, because she started making me jump and stuff, but her laser beams only did 8 damage to me, so it wasn't even like a problem at all. I ended up defeating her with ease, and one of the easiest battles in my life. Day 72, I went back to the granite biome because I wanted to get granite blocks so I could build a really cool base. But then, the thing that I thought was going to happen eventually, my files corrupted. And then, all the way day 73 and day 74, it just looked like this. It was terrible. The virus detected everywhere until it looked like this. It was terrible. So many viruses, so many errors. But then this is basically what I did on those days. I fought this weird mushroom boss, and I already fought him before, so I knew what it was, and it's a pretty easy battle, not gonna lie. He just like sits there, and then you like swing your sword at him, he takes a lot of damage, and then you kill him. And it's a pretty easy battle. He just shoots mushrooms. Day 76, I decided to blow up a mountain. Why, you may ask? So I can build a base here. This is the base where I wanted to have my trophies in, along with a bunch of other NPCs so I could store more. But I needed glass for that, so I decided to blow up an entire desert. And when I mean entire desert, I mean the entire desert. So I walked to the farthest desert and blew it up completely. Yes, it was fun. Day 78 and 80, I decided to start working on the base. So I watched a few YouTube videos of famous Terraria builders, and, I was pretty proud with the shape it was taking. I wasn't expecting it to look super fancy, but I really liked the granite candles because they kind of look like magic balls or something, and it was pretty cool. After I finished filling in everything, I found where I was going to have some cool plants so I could start growing crops. I also finished off the roof, which looked really cool. And I was very proud at this build. Day 81, I decided to go back into the jungle and adventure around so I could fight the queen bee again. Why? Because she dropped something that I really wanted, and it may or may not have been the bee hat, but for some reason the queen bee was a lot harder than I remember, and I actually ended up dying to the queen bee, even though I killed her before with ease. It was so confusing, and I was confused a lot. Day 82 to 87, I decided to constantly fight this king slime. And I mean constantly. I needed gel, okay? So I killed him once, and then I summoned him again, and then I killed him again, and then again, and again, until I eventually got bored of fighting the king slime because I had like millions of gel. So day 88, I was just vibing, and then I uh, went to the meteor on day 89, which was kind of cool so I could get some better armor and stuff, but I didn't know that it's worse armor. Day 90, I decided to fight Skeletron so I could go into the dungeon. And I know you are probably thinking by now that I would make a lot more, you know, progress in 100 days in Terraria. I was actually taking it slow, just so you know. But this Skeletron battle looked like it was going really good to you, probably. But as you can see, I killed his hands once and they came back, and then he annihilated me. So then I thought, it's probably just the battle arena's fault. I'm gonna make another battle arena. So day 92, after I finished it, I fought him again. And I instantly went for the hands, but then guess what happened again? He started doing some weird Beyblade stuff on me, and if he didn't teleport away, I'd probably be dead. But then eventually his hands came back, and I actually ended up killing him, which was super cool, so then I could venture the dungeon for the final few days. Day 93 and 97, I was pretty scared of the dungeon, but I ended up going through. Day 98, from the stuff that I got in the dungeon, I decided to start getting some better items. And then the goblin army randomly appeared, and, you know, it went the same as last time. Boring battle. I killed them though. It was pretty epic gamer move. And then day 99 to 100 for my final few days, I decided to build a slime farm underneath my cool looking chapel. And Don't ask me why I need so much gel all the time. It just seems to go very fast. So then I made a mechanism where you put down your ball of hurt and then you can just kill them while AFK. You just have to hold down on your mouse. And that was 100 days. Hope you enjoyed. It took me a very long time to make this. In fact, over 40 hours if I didn't already mention that. So please like and subscribe if you did enjoy. Thank you.